Welcome to everyone, guys. It's time to go live a bit. I don't know whether I'm gonna stay long tonight, as I'm kinda having some issues, but I will be back quickly. Just 1 second. Just 1 second. I knew I was gonna forget something. All right, there we go. All right, back in a minute. Back in 1 minute, okay? Sorry, please. I really had to drink those meds as I made. It would have been stupidity if I didn't drink them. So, okay, let's rock and roll. Now we're gonna discuss Cage Warriors. Ben Rhys is gonna meet Liam Malloy. Ben Rhys 3-4-0 flubber. He is 5'10", fighting out of Devon, England. Just having ups and downs at Cage Warriors. Fought only once, lost to Adam Ventry recently, and also lost to Josh Reed, lost to Joe Laurie. I got to say that Josh Reed was having pretty much easy fight against this guy. This guy is pretty much good on the ground, but Liam Malloy is better rounded. 2-2-0 for Liam Malloy. I think he's more well-rounded. Malloy lost to Ryan Shilley via naked choke, but also lost to Maniac Pan. Tricky fight. Very much of a tricky fight. As Reed's greatest advantage is the ground game. So, hello, man. How are you? Liam Malloy to win for -400. How are you, man? How's everything doing, Grayson? Posted on my Instagram one of your comments, so I'm pretty much sure you're gonna enjoy it as you know, when you said that Slava Borshev should visit my wrestling coach, so I had to post it. It is really something that means a lot to me, and to my coach, of course. My coach was really happy with that comment. Just to let you know. Good morning, hello, bananas and grapes. How are you doing? How are you all doing, guys? Thank you for joining. Also, Rhys Mckevin was gonna meet Sam Spencer. Rhys Mckevin, a great Scottish fighter, 3-1-0, 27 years of age, 5'7", the grip house fighter. Is right now making his Cage Warriors debut at Evolution of Combat, 3 back-to-back wins. Then armbar loss. Gonna meet Sam Spencer, 6-0. Sam Spencer is fighting out of Manchester, England. He lost to Paul McBain in his one and only Cage Warriors outing, and Paul McBain pretty much won via doctor stoppage. I have a feeling that Rhys Mckevin might actually get this done. I just have a good feeling. I have a good hope of Rhys Mckevin. So, thank you. You've noticed. You've noticed changes. You've noticed changes in my knowledge, right, Grayson? Well, when you have the best coach in the world, then you must learn with him. My coach and I are very much alike because both of us spend days at UFC on Fight Pass. We're always learning, always watching, and we're always trying. We're always trying to. We're always trying to get the ball rolling. Oh, I'm gonna follow you, Grayson. Okay, I sent you request for the follow. So I had to post that. I simply had to. Okay, I've seen. Just Okay. I had to pause that, so yeah. Thank you so much also for being honest. I mean, it means a lot. Also to my coach, it means a lot because he needs like getting global attention is something he really wants. So thanks a lot, man. Anyway, Tom Mearns gonna meet Manny Akpan. Tom Mearns is not in his greatest shape of his life. Tom Mearns used to be a guest of mine, and this guy is a blood, sweat, and tears fighter, and he fought at Cage Warriors previously. He fought at Bellator, but unfortunately, only split decision victory over Deki McAleenan, and two back-to-back wins over Jean Odoye, Joshua Wardy via split decisions. Losses to Yassim Belhaj, Steve Amable, Kieran Lister, Stephen Hooper. Unfortunately, he was slowing down. And I hope, honestly, that Tom Mearns is not going to continue. Hope he's not going to continue slowing down. I really hope. I really hope that is not going to happen anymore in the future because that's not something. That's not something I want to see. So, man, I just hope Tom Mearns will fight better. Maniac Pan 3-1-0. SBG Manchester fighter Ronan lost to Keir Harvey via arm triangle choke. Prior to that, he defeated Jack McGuire, Liam Malloy, Ben Ellis. Burns is the underdog. I think I'm gonna go with Burns. Tom Burns for plus 105. I think I'm gonna go with Tom Burns for plus 105. So this is risky pick, but let's rock and roll, baby. I mean, if Burns loses now, that's the end of his run. So I'm gonna be honest with you. If he loses now, that's the end of his run. So this is to be or not to be for Burns. Maniac Pan is a tough opponent, so really a pick and fight could go either way. Piotr Klemetsky is going to meet Michael Chamu. Piotr Klemetsky, 5'10", 6'2", fighting out of... He was born in Granowiec, Poland, fighting out of Doncaster, England. This guy hasn't fought in Cage Warriors as of now. Don't know much about this guy. I see that he has great submission wins under his records. Michael Chamu, 1-1-0, Jaguar, 5'11". Itaipava Jiu-Jitsu, 1-1 is his record. Lost to Samir Kadi. I remember that fight. This first fight I haven't seen against Craig Rollins. I think Piotr should be a favorite in this fight. No, Piotr is the underdog. Interesting. Piotr to win for plus 135, I think. Right? Is it plus 135? No, plus 115. Yeah, I'm picking some underdogs. From time to time. Just a sec. Used to pick a lot of underdogs here. I need to open this fucking window. So, let's ride and rolling, guys. Yeah, that's definitely going to be outstanding. So, yeah, that's something I'm really much looking forward to. Just 1 second. Hold on. Okay, that's it. Okay. Hello, Niall. How are you, man? How's everything doing, friend? How's been your day? Alexis Fontes gonna meet Mick Stanton. Man, Alexis Fontes couldn't have the better opponent for debut. 4-1-0, 5'11", fighting out of Ram, France. He lost to Mustafa Rashid Neda, and he choked out and submitted majority of his opponents, but Mick Stanton, the height and hammer, is not an easy guy to finish via submission. 6'0", out of Liverpool, England, Etterton submission wrestling team. Lost to Madar's Fleminus, James Webb, and Aaron Khalid. Aaron Khalid is the only guy who officially finished him in the last few years. Prior to that, he was choked out by Jonas Bilstein and Matthew Bonner, but these years are behind him. And there are victories over Michael Junis, Alex Montagnani, Janai Debanks, also George Smith victory. I actually think Mick Stanton has decent chances in this match. Again, something to add to my parlay for UFC. Tasha Torres or Dern. Mackenzie, I think. For UFC, well, for now I'm leaning Volkanovski and Jan for the victory, but haven't done official parlay yet. Like you can ask me for the pair, and I can tell you what I think. But for now, leaning those two, only those two leaning now. I mean, there are many others, but like haven't done the whole tape study yet. Next weekend gonna do it. This weekend I'm not betting because there is no UFC. Let me see who's gonna be the favorite here. Alexis Fontes, Mixed. Yeah, Mixed Anton is the favorite, as expected. Mixed Anton to win for minus 185. I think Stanton gonna win. Let me see for the UFC. How are the odds? I haven't checked these odds much. Volkanovski minus 720, not a better Jan minus 450. I think I'm gonna stay with Latifi. Last time I said Latifi to win, so I'm staying with that. Mackenzie, Darren, Torres, maybe Darren if I must pick a side. I think Tibura beats Rosenstrike. Ian Gary should win though. Pennington should win, I guess. Maybe Piero Rodriguez to win. I think so. Hey, how are you, Robert? How's everything doing? Let me see forward. Janderson Castro gonna meet Alexei Mandikivi. Janderson Castro 650. Fighting out of Salvador Bahia, Brazil. That's where he was born, but he is fighting out of Dublin, Ireland, Nordeste Jiu-Jitsu, and he fought at Clan Wars, lost to Andres Binder, lost to Pedro Carvalho via armbar, lost to Cheng Xinfu. Now Alexei Mandikivi offers a lot of experience. This guy is fighting out of Team East Front, Finland. Back-to-back losses to stars, Mason Jones and Rhys Mckevin. Lost to Jack Grant, but people are gonna underestimate the guy. He was losing to stars. Look at this. Look at his opponents. He was competing against stars every single time. I think the time is now for Alexei Mandikivi's first Cage Warriors win. I think Janderson Castro and Alexei Mandikivi are whole different levels. Mandikivi is extremely experienced. He was losing to really, really excellent fighters. So I would say Mandikivi to win, but I don't see the odd. Minus 450, good pick. Hey, Gary. Yeah, everything's doing great, Robert. How are you doing? Yeah, minus 450. As expected, Alexei is the favorite in this one. I think this is, Alexei was losing to champs, to big names. Oh. Sorry, I made a mistake. All right. Okay, I didn't fuck up the stream. Thank you. I thought I made a big mistake. Jay Quay Higgins is going to meet Kieran Lister. Q-Bomb. 8'4", 5'11", fighting out of Combat Brothers, Belgium. Yeah, Philip Mulpeter, rare naked choke loss. That's actually the one and only fight of this guy I've seen. I haven't seen his victory over Leon Jensen, unfortunately. I didn't watch that fight. I only watched that one against Philip Mulpeter. And Kieran Lister is very well known. I watched Kieran Lister on many occasions, 6'2". Kieran Lister, 5'11". The Dungeon BJJ fighter, extremely tough. Lost to Mike Figlock via decision. Lost to Joe McColgan via punches. Fought to a draw against Decky McAlina and outworked Tom Mearns. Yeah, these are all big. These are all great names. And against Tom Mearns, he won because of better cardio, but Mike Figlock literally killed him with the pace. Kieran Lister should be having the advantage over Jan Quay Higgins, I believe. Not sure if I read it well. This is odd last name. Kieran Lister to win. Kieran Lister to win for minus 325, I think, for Kieran Lister, right? Yes, minus 325 for Kieran Lister to win. So, yeah, minus 325 for Kieran Lister to win. That's gonna be my pick for this one. Then I'm transitioning to the next battle. Nadia El Haji is gonna meet Adam Cullen. Oh, Adam Cullen is a beast, but Nadia El Haji is also excellent fighter. The clash of two excellent fighters. This could have been the co-main event, if you ask me. Nadia El Haji is fighting out of Belgium, hobby fighter. He destroyed Danny Blundell, Morgan Hero, Benoit Mallet, Paul Hano, and I watched two of his bouts. The guy is such a great pressure fighter, excellent wrestling. Adam Cullen 3-0, watch him on both occasions, 6'0", next generation MMA Liverpool fighter. Oscar Onsworth, Josh Plant, Mikhail Bayram, choked out all of them. Also was better than Connor Hughes at amateur circuit. This is going to be a hard matchup for him. But there is one good thing. Nadia doesn't offer greatest submission defense in the world. I mean, and I also believe that Adam Cullen must finish this one in round one because when the opponent becomes sweaty, it's gonna be very, very hard to finish that rear naked choke. Cullen's submission skills are pretty much good, but against Connor Hughes, he showed that he can last for 3 rounds without any problems. So I really want to pinpoint that this guy might actually pull this out. I believe that this guy might actually pull this out, and I really have a strong hope that Adam Cullen is gonna finish this quickly, because if he doesn't finish it quickly, El Haji might make him a problem with his wrestling, with his constant pressure, aggressive strikes, but I'm going with Cullen to win. Cullen to win for, I think he's gonna be a favorite. Adam Cullen to win -350. Okay, I'm picking that side. So this is the side I'm picking right now. So I'm really much trying to be a good all-rounder to pick as many promotions as possible. But again, let's see how this is gonna play out. Then we got the match between Luke Riley and Jack Aglin. Jack Aglin 2-0. This is the fighter with you can't say much of the experience. He fought at Cage Warriors Academy Southeast. He fought against Nathan Fletcher, Nick Bagley, Duncan. He won some of them. 2 back-to-back victories over Lyrae Piccieri and Jimmy Fell. Now gonna meet Luke Riley, another high-level prospect, 22 years of age, versus young Luke Riley, next generation MMA Liverpool fighter. He was better than Kamil Vinchenchuk. He was better than Yuki Angdembe. And he is a finisher. This guy is a real finisher. At Celtic Gladiator, he was better than Mo Zubair via majority decision. I have to say that this guy is really dangerous name. I'm really saying this guy is a dangerous name. And I do believe that Luke Riley might pull this out. Unless the fight advances into the later rounds, that might actually be a problem for him. But I think Riley should be slight favorite. But let's see what bookies say. It's a pick and fight. Yeah, it's a pick and fight according to bookies. Okay, Luke Riley for -115, as both of them are big prospects. So I'm right in that. So that's going to be okay, pretty much okay. So the next one is going to be the battle between Dylan Hazan and Remison Bruno. Dylan Hazan is fighting out of Italy, 7-0. I underestimated the guy last time. I underestimated this wrestler out of Bari, Aurora, mixed martial arts fighter, coached by Ricardo Carfagna. This guy was better than Scott Malone, Josh Reed. He outworked both of them via wrestling, but I actually thought Scott Malone won that bout, but again, judges gave it to Dylan Hazan. Gonna meet Remison, Bruno Formiga, 12-3-0, 5'5", fighting out of Valencia, Spain, born in Brazil. At Fight Nights Global, this guy lost to Vartan Satrian, lost to Kevin Cordero. He was fighting high-level opponents, but at his first Cage Warriors outing, he got an extremely good wrestler. I wonder how is Hazan's submission defense, because I haven't seen him like Josh Reed attempted to submit him on a few occasions. It didn't work. Scott Malone wasn't trying that too much. I'm really wondering how is his submission defense. I'm not sure about that. So, gonna say Hazan versus Bruno, not going the distance. That would be my pick. Or yeah, sometimes I have to pick a side. Not sure, man. I picked once against Hazan and I fucked myself up, so Hazan to win for minus 155. I fucked myself up last time when I picked against Hazan, so I'm not going to do it another time. I mean, I made a mistake once. I don't wanna make the same mistake all over again. So that is definitely not going to happen. Well, if I lose, at least I'm gonna lose for picking him now. Dan Lewis is gonna meet Josh Reed. He had an interview with Josh, the crazy horse Reed, 12-6-0, 5'8", fighting out of El Shore, mixed martial arts. This guy has everything. He destroyed Kurban Kizri via rear naked choke. He was better than Brian Crichton. Interestingly, he defeated Ivan Zidar but lost to Marko Kovacevic, Liam Gittins, Dylan Hazan. I mean, one win, one loss, one win, one loss, one win, one loss. I kind of have a feeling that the guy is respecting the streak. Look at losses to Brian Bowl and Scott Malone, 2 back-to-back wins over Rory Evans, Hayton Da Pepe. He defeated Gavin Kelly, Martin Sheridan, Ben Reese. He's a long-time Cage Warriors vet. Dan Lewis, 7-1-0. He's fighting out of Netherlands. And the truth is, I don't know much about this guy. I really don't know much. I see this guy offers great submission skills. I hope he's not a clone of Rainier the Reader. Liam Gittins is one and only guy who submitted Josh Reed. Let's see who's the favorite. Only Liam Gittins submitted Josh Reed. Josh Reed's submission defense is pretty decent. Reed is the favorite. Hello, MT Burnett. How are you doing, man? Reed to win for minus 145. 2 fights left, then I'm going for a normal chit chat. So thank you for being in this chat, man. I mean, of course, if you have time. If you don't, thank you for stopping by. Aaron Abbey gonna meet Gerardo Fani. This is 125-pound, about 11-0, 5'6", fighting out of Dordrecht, Netherlands. Gerardo Fani destroyed Conor Hignett, Liam Gittins, lost to Jack Cartwright, but he lost to Dan Lewis via triangle choke. It means his submission defense is not pretty much on point. Aaron Abbey, 12-4-1, 5'5", out of 5, born in Wrexham, Wales, fighting out of England. He defeated Samir Faidin, lost to Sam Creasy, and he showed great durability, but against Sam Creasy, he was slowing down in later rounds, which kind of cost him. So this is a 3-round fight, so this shouldn't be a big of a problem for Aaron Abbey. He showed great skills at ACB. Also lost to Andy Young, but Andy Young, I had interviewed with Andy Young in the past. He was my first interview, and he really showed some great high-level stamina. Andy Young was working on it. Andy Young is now working as a coach, but he said to me that he prepared very hard for that fight. I'm going to go with Aaron Abbey. I'm doing great. How are you doing? How are you doing, MT Burnett? Abbey to win, plus 140. I'm going with the underdog, but yeah, the Dutch fighter is actually very skillful with submissions. So we'll see how this is gonna play out. But I believe Aaron Abbey worked on his submission defense a lot, and I'm encouraged because he has never been submitted. Jati Melan is gonna meet Christian Lyrae Duncan. Jati Melan is a heck of a wrestler, so strong guy. He out-wrestled Matthew Bonner in a 5-rounder fighting out of Paris, France, Congo Smashing Club Paris. He outworked Islam Abdul Basset at Ares FC, and at Cage Warriors he was better than Arvidas Juska. This is wrestler, typical wrestler. Christian Lyrae Duncan, 5'00", 6'2", fighting out of Gloucester, England, range martial arts academy fighter. He choked out Justin Moore, was better than Will Curry on 2 occasions. Kyle McClurkin, Lukasz Marcinkovsky. He is a heck of a striker, but I just wonder whether he'll be able to parry Milan's wrestling. His submission skills rock, so I believe Lyrae Duncan should be a favorite. I really think Lyrae Duncan is a heck of a prospect. He should be a favorite. Jati Milan surprised Matthew Bonner, but Lyrae Duncan is a totally different type of a fighter. If you march forward, he will move to the side. He is pretty much different juice than Matthew Bonner. Matthew Bonner is a toe-to-toe fighter, a brawler, very intelligent fighter with excellent cage control. But Lyrae Duncan is very defensive and a fighter who pretty much goes to the side a lot and who uses opponents' weaknesses against him. So Duncan for the victory. Duncan for the win. Minus 260. Okay, now we can chit chat. I broke down the whole event. Alright, guys, shoot in with questions, please. Whatever you want. I'm here. I will be waiting for your questions, and I will try to reply as many of them. Boxing question? Yes, absolutely. I finished Cage Warriors, so please proceed. Any question is okay. Whatever you want. Next half an hour until 3 p.m. ET, I will be live, so whatever you want, you can ask. Go ahead, please. Yes. Can the British girl Stevie beat the Argentinian girl? Hardly, very hardly. I really want her to win. I really want her to win, but that's gonna be a very, very hard job. Very hard. Very hard. Argentinian girl she's tough as nails. Stevie Levy versus Jorgelina Guanini. I know who are you asking, but I'm giving her 40%, unfortunately. Very, very tough to decide. Yeah, that's why I like neutral picks, but Argentinian girl so tough. Is Darren Stewart's opponent a legitimate threat, or is he a tomato can? As much as I know, Darren Stewart pulled out of... Darren Stewart is out of Cage Warriors 135. Can Katie Taylor beat the smaller PR legend Serrano? I want Katie Taylor to win, and I am very much biased towards Katie Taylor as a die-hard fan, but Serrano is going to give her a hard time. I'm giving like this slight advantage to Katie Taylor. I want Katie Taylor to win with, from the bottom of my heart, I want Katie Taylor to win, but I'm giving her like this slight advantage. I think Darren Stewart is out of Cage Warriors. Give me a second to check. I think so, not sure. Well, if he's not out, I believe he's not going to have a hard time against Carlos de Souza. He is okay. I mean, Carlos de Souza is an okay fighter, but I just don't think he is that kind of a level. I'm gonna check one more thing. I think he is out. I think he is out of that fight. Just give me one more moment to check, please. 1 second, okay? I'm checking this now. Just 1 second. Matthew Bonner versus Hugo Pereira added to Cage Warriors 135. Matthew Bonner to win. You see? Darren Stewart versus Carlos Antonio de Souza is not happening, you see? I think he is out. This guy is very legit, so he has contacts at Cage Warriors, so I think he's pretty much legit. I think Darren Stewart not going to fight. Yeah, I know it sucks. Let me see. Serrano making excuses for this fight, already complaining she had to move up in weight and she wanted 12 3-minute rounds. What do you make of that? Well, 12 3-minute rounds make no sense because in female boxing, there is a reason for 10 times 2 rounds because we need entertainment, man. We need fun fights. I mean, in males boxing, it's okay, but we see way more dynamic in females boxing. So I think those excuses are kind of off. I don't like those excuses. Well, she is trying to evade because she probably afraid of Katie Taylor. I don't know. I think Katie Taylor has decent chance. I would give her. I think she could be a slight favorite, but only slight. The dentist is entertaining. Yes. Well, man, why would you make excuses if you don't afraid? If you're sick, that's a whole. I mean, if you're sick, you can say, "Listen, I'm sick. I didn't train. I'm injured." It's not a shame. If you're injured, that's not a shame. If you're sick, that's not a shame. I mean, why would you? Why would you? How to say? Why would you put how? Why would you make dumb excuses anyway? How sick is Latifi? Latifi was having diarrhea last time, so you can recover from diarrhea in 2 weeks. He was having diarrhea last time. Yeah, I like the dentist. Me too. Unfortunately, dentist is off his Cage Warriors bout. So, okay. He was having diarrhea. I think he's going to recover. Actually, I think Ilir Latifi is having a good future at the UFC heavyweight division. We've seen that Derek Lewis was unable to knock him out, and I actually thought Ilir Latifi was robbed in that fight. I was kind of surprised with his brutally strong chin, That's something that pretty much impressed me. So his chin was very much on point in that battle. I was saying to myself, like, can he be the old man legend, you think? Yes. Yes, I think Latifi gonna win. Latifi is actually a submission wrestler, but man, Oleinik could submit him, so either Latifi straight win or either Oleinik submission, but Latifi never been submitted his whole life. To choke him out, get him to the ground. If the fight gets dragged to the ground, I'm going to give advantage to Oleinik, absolutely. But Latifi is a submission wrestler who has never been submitted in his whole life. So I don't think Latifi will try to drag this fight to the ground. Latifi is kind of, how you say, intelligent fighter. I think so too, Latifi. I don't like the odds. -220 is just... they're favoring Latifi too much. He should be maybe -1.5 or -1.6. So, what about the hype on Dern? I actually afraid of Tesha Torres submission defense, but Tesha Torres moves way better. She moves like a cat, and Dern is gonna have a very hard time dragging her to the ground. So, but if I must pick a side, I would go with Mackenzie there. If I really must pick a side, but I would rather stick to a neutral pick for that fight because Tasha Torres is really moving like a cat. Me too, she's strong, yes. And another thing that I like with Tasha Torres is the fact that she is really moving like a cat. If you follow her Instagram, Здравейте, Josh, как правите? How are you, Josh? Like with this, if you watch Tasha Torres on Instagram, she is doing those lateral movements a lot, and she is holding sideways stance, which is actually good for evading takedowns. But the problem with Tasha Torres is if Mackenzie Dern gets a hold of a single leg takedown, that's going to be a massive problem to defend from sideways stance. So let's say I'm worried about takedown defense, but in the stand-up, Tasha Torres is going to piece her up. Which fight do you think has fight of the night potential? Fight of the night. Okay, I need to think. Fight of the night. Oh, that's hard question. There are many good fights. That's hard question, man. We need something with very, very close fighters. And there are many potentially close fights. Fight of the night. You're gonna say I'm insane, but Duplessis Gastelum for me. Maybe Duplessis Gastelum, right? What do you say? Or Madsen Pichel could be the fight of the night. I think Piero Rodriguez defeats Hansen. Most exciting, Sterling and Jan. Okay. Sterling and Jan, okay. Paddy Pimblett, Ilya Topuria, who wins? I would go with Topuria. What about you, Josh? I think Topuria could win, but I've seen that Topuria has the power to knock people out at 155, which I was kind of unsure about that. I was kind of unsure about that last time. I picked Topuria, but I was very much afraid because it was cruising 10 pounds north. And he cruised 10 pounds north and defeated his opponent via knockout. So he has a knockout power. So strong and take punches too. And if it gets to ground, good night, Baddy. I think Topuria is better striker. Not sure. I don't know. I think Madsen versus Pichel. I agree. Mark Madsen offers excellent striking clinic, which we've seen in the match against Clay Guida. And Madsen versus Guida was the fight of the night for me. On that card, you remember the card. You know which card I'm talking about. Topuria is vicious. I will take him. I would also take Topuria. Madsen is my side. My two. I'm also saying that Madsen is showing excellent punching skills. He worked a lot on his boxing, which kind of surprised me in the match against Clay Guida because he didn't try to drag Guida to the ground, which was kind of big surprise for me. I didn't know why he suddenly switched tactics. I really didn't know that, but that was his choice, I guess. So Madsen is very well rounded. Yeah, Madsen is very well rounded. Yes, he has KO on his record, but he's not just a pure wrestler. I was expecting to copycat Belardo's victory over. Sorry. I was expecting him to copycat the victory over Belardo. If you know what I mean. He dragged Belardo to the ground, bang, 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 quick victory. It didn't happen. Burns has a chance in his fight. I don't understand why the odds have dropped. I have the prospect dominating Burns. What do you think? Mark Madsen, Gregor Gillespie is a fight to make. I agree. Actually, my pick for Burns versus Chimaev is the fight will not go the distance. I would also pick Chimaev if I have to pick a side, but as a submission wrestler, when Chimaev is trying to crack the posture, Burns is actually in a turtle position, in a turtle position. Burns is constantly doing this, so Chimaev will be having a hard time putting the leg like this, if you know what am I talking about. When you try to crack somebody's posture, and trying to crack somebody's posture, you need to put that leg on the inside. And Burns is defending that move by putting the elbow here. So, yes, Burns doesn't have good stamina, that's true. But I'm telling that some wrestling aspects of the game are going to go into Burns' favor. But I expect Chimaev to win. But I don't expect early win for Chimaev because Burns is hard to submit. But you said, well, Burns no stamina. That's why I'm afraid about round 3. So I'm just telling you from the wrestling aspect of the game that my coach teaches me right now. Burns offers some very good wrestling defensive transitions. For example, when Burns is on his back, you'll notice that Chimaev grabs both legs and does this. Instantly, as soon as the fighter grabs legs, Burns instantly reverses the legs, moves them to the other side. So I'm trying to say that Burns is showing excellent defensive grappling skills and defensive wrestling skills. But you are right, Burns' stamina is a problem. So I 90% I agree with you. McGregor Cejudo, I would like to see it. Hamzat will add another performance of the night on this one. Every fight he has gotten a bonus. Probably yes. I'm just saying, I only afraid for Burns because of stamina issues. When it comes to striking, I actually don't know much on Chimaev's striking. We've seen one knockout, but I think he's a good striker, but he always drags the fight to the ground. So I know that Burns is a good striker. He is coached by Fila and Barboza. So I know that technically Burns is very, very skillful, especially with wrestling defenses, with grappling defenses, with submission defenses. But again, when you try to crush the posture, you really need to insert that leg on the inside. And Chimaev is constantly trying to do this. Chimav's wrestling is perfect because he uses his chest, he uses his legs and glutes a lot. And I've never seen a guy adding that much legs and glutes into wrestling, if you know what I mean. So I hope Burns will have 1 second to react, 1 second or half second to react. And that's a problem because Chimaev could probably hold him on the ground easily. Bet in my house on Chimaev. I also think Chimaev gonna win, but I'm just describing technical aspects of the game because I'm not following algorithms and such things. And yeah, his stamina is so good. I'm just following technical aspects of the game. And I'm also telling you that Burns offers very good sweeps, but against Chimaev, the majority of those sweeps are not going to work because Chimaev keeps his hips ultra low next to the ground. Stamina is so good when it gets to the championship minutes, prospect wins. Is it going to be a 5-rounder or a 3-rounder? What did they decide at the end? If it's 5-rounder, easy win Chimaev. Boris will win. He will make it look easy. While Jingliang and Burns are different opponents, you'll see that. But I think Chimaev wins, but a bit harder. Muay Thai Taekwondo, Muay Thai wins. I'm a die-hard Taekwondo fan, man. You know, I love Taekwondo. This was my first love, the best martial art I've ever trained. But unfortunately, Muay Thai is more well-rounded. Yeah, I think it will be quick like GM3. We'll see. Burns is right-handed. Unfortunately, I'm picking Muay Thai despite I'm a die-hard Taekwondo addict. I love Taekwondo, man. I'm not saying Taekwondo stands no chance, but against high-level Muay Thai fighter, it would be hard. It would be very, very hard. When I used to train Taekwondo, we were unable to defeat Muay Thai guys. They were just too powerful for us. I mean, high-level Muay Thai guys. If you're fighting like a low-level Muay Thai guy with a high-level Taekwondo knowledge, you're gonna have a good chance. But those knees of the clinch are brutal. Those knees of the clinch are a big problem. But again, if you constantly retreat, if you're doing spinning heel kick counters and high kicks, and if you do good counters, maybe you have a chance. But you would have to to finish him. How good would Zlatan have been if he did MMA? Well, I think he would have been very good. Who do you think Barboza will fight next? That's a good question. I don't know who is free in that division. I need to see who is free. Let's see who's free. Featherweight. He already fought Giga, not gonna let him fight Giga again. You'll call me crazy, but I would like to see Barboza Topuria. No, Topuria is not in that weight class anymore. Caceres, maybe. Yeah, Caceres. Caceres could be a good pick. Yeah, he moved 1 division up right now. I made a mistake completely. He moved 1 division up. Sorry, guys. Topuria moved... sorry. Sorry. What do you say? Barboza. Barboza is 145. Sorry. Caceres maybe could be. Burns may get KO if he doesn't judge distance right. Chimaev is sneaky with range. Check out his younger fights. Kid is brilliant. I will. Who could Barboza fight next? 1 second. Who could Barboza fight next? I don't know who is free in this division. I don't know who is free from the actual fighters. They're not going to let him fight top 5, so I wonder who is free, but Caceres could be a good pick. I think Caceres could be a good pick. I really think Caceres could be a good pick. I have Canelo 2 on upset alert. GGG Murata, GGG to win. What's your thought? GGG to win. I have Canelo 2 on upset alert, I agree. He's coming of a loss, right? As much as I know, he's coming of a loss. I think he's coming of a loss too. Much as I remember, he lost his last outing. Yes, he lost to Rhys Mckevin via unanimous decision. Maybe Caceres could be a good choice, really. Yeah, Caceres could be a good choice. But I don't know whether they're gonna let him fight the unranked guy, but why not? I mean, if Barboza can accept the challenge, if he fights Mozzarella, he's gonna lose. GGG. I'm having GGG to win. Golovkin to win. Yes, I know he will be 40, but I think he still has some power left in his strikes. I think he still has some power left in his punches, so I'm going with GGG. Yes. I think he has the power, man. But again, Kanako, man, that Murata. Sorry, Kanako Ryoto, that Murata boxer. Oh, top notch. Let's go with Canelo. I just think Bivol is a bit overhyped. Have you seen his last fight against Leron Richards, I believe? It was a very close and competitive fight. I've seen that Bivol's fight against Leron Richards, and I really think Bivol is overhyped. Nothing personal. Ian Gary is my most confident pick. His level's above Darren Vicks in terms of skill. I agree. I would also go with Ian Gary. I still haven't been at my bookie though, but I would go with Ian Gary, so I agree with your choice. But next, I can go to my bookie next Tuesday because you can't bet earlier in my state. I know. Yes, I know it kind of sucks, but that's the way it is. Welcome to Serbia, guys. Like 5 days before you can place a bet here. I know. Long live USA. You can bet like months earlier if you want to. Here you can't. Only 5 days earlier. Ian Gary, your most confident pick. Ian Gary is on the list of my most confident picks for now. Ian Gary plus Volkanovski. I actually think that parlay is going to work. Right now, that would also be my parlay too. At this moment, if something doesn't drastically change, but I think the odd on Gary will continue to grow. Oh. How much is Burns Chimaev anyway? Yeah, right, odds are dropping. Weird. So fucking weird. Yeah, odds are dropping, but okay, maybe more people are putting money on Burns. I guess so. Weird. Let's get back to the Pittsburgh kid. I really feel like he's going to beat Gonzo. Broke it down more last night. I don't think he can handle big kid. Dude is 6'4". Have you seen my prediction? I also picked Friend. So after further thought, who do you like, Matt Friend or how do you mean Matt? Matt Friend? How do you mean Matt Friend? Who is Matt? Who is Matt Friend? Fremd. Josh Fremd. I've got Josh Fremd to win the fight. Yes. I got Josh Fremd to win the fight. Yeah, Matt. Okay. Josh Fremd. Yes, I've got Josh Fremd to win that fight. I made the prediction. In the morning. Yes, I made that prediction. Let me see. I've got Josh Fremd winning that fight. Yes, I believe he's gonna beat Fluffy. Josh, my bad. I was looking at another fighter. No problem. Everything is okay. 10 push-ups. 10 push-ups. Excellent. Yeah, tomorrow I'm visiting MMA Dojo. Just forgot to say. There will be some photos tomorrow from the MMA Dojo. I need to post a photo with Itsko. Just know, I will try to make a photo with Itsko tomorrow. No, really. If you've seen my Instagram, guys, please check my last Instagram post. Please check my last Instagram post. I'm a Pittsburgh kid. I love Josh, so I may not bet on him. BC, that's a rule. Don't bet with heart. Yes, I understand, but logically watched, I believe Josh has chances to win. But that's the rule. Never bet with your heart. For example, if somebody from Achille MMA fights, that's the gym where I'm training, I would never bet on him because I would be biased, because I love them and they are my colleagues. So I just said to myself, I would never bet on anybody from Achille MMA because I train with them. I'm very friendly with them. I don't bet on or against people I'm privately good. I am privately having good relationships with, if you know what I mean. If I'm privately good with something, I'm not going to bet on him. I'm going to skip that fight. Oh. You will see. Mark my words. If Marko Bojkovic ever comes, and I think he will come to the UFC, I will stay away from every single fight of his because he is the greatest Serbian prospect right now. He's training at Achille MMA. If he ever joins the UFC, I will just skip his fights in predictions because we are privately very good. So I simply can't do it, man. I can't pick my friend or pick against my friend. It's simply you're a Pittsburgh kiddo. You know what am I talking about. Yeah, just check my Instagram post, please. It's a bad bet when you bet friends and hearts so dumb. Yes, that's one of the reasons why that is my golden rule. If you're privately good with somebody, if he is a friend of yours, never ever bet on him. Skip that. Don't touch that. Josh, former LFA guy. Rule number one: never bet your friends. Never ever. Josh, the man from Pittsburgh. Josh Fremd. He's LFA guy. Formerly fought at LFA. 6'4" fighter, fighting middleweight right now, making his debut. I think he has a good chance. Yes, replacement fighter, but I don't know whether it's 185. Yes, I can do it. I'm gonna do it for you. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. For you always, my man. Yes, I can do 10 push-ups. I hope Anelia's video is ready, man. I'm gonna do 10 push-ups. What is this? Hope you can see me. Kind of hard to do it with the cap, but I can't do 60 like you. Yeah. Josh is my long-term fan, so I can do this for him. That's not a problem. He really is my long-term fan, and he made me in a video game, so massive thanks to Josh. Nobody has ever made me that precisely in a video game, so he really copycatted every single move of mine. Every single move was 100% on point, so I'm grateful for that. Those moves were like better than a movie. You know what I mean? Way, way, way better than a movie. So it was way better than a movie. I was really, really enjoying. Thanks for the decompression. Now I have to go to DK for NBA and get my DFS and bets in. Talk to you guys later. Thank you, man. Thank you so much for being a member of this channel. Really means a lot. Really. Been a fan for a while, to always enjoy the content. Thank you. Do you think you could win Bloodsport? No, I couldn't. I'm not that tough. I'm not that tough, man. I'm just training, but I'll be honest, Josh, I still don't know to wrestle. I'm still learning. And it's fucking hard, man. It's not hard, it's fucking hard. It's like every time I think I learned something, I realize that I know nothing, especially with that cage control skills. Peace and hair grease. Let's go. Let's go. I don't know to wrestle still. I need to learn to wrestle, man. That's my obsession number one this year. I have never wrestled before and I need to learn. Wrestling, super tough. BGG is way easier to learn. Because like in BGG, you don't have to be like, how to say, you need to have good technicality, but you don't have to be super strong, etc. In wrestling, one wrong angle and you're fucked up. Literally, when you shoot in one wrong angle, your opponent gonna slip out. Only one wrong angle and you're done. You can be the strongest guy in the world, but with one wrong angle, your opponent can slip out of it. Extremely tough. Wrestling is brutally tough, especially like MMA wrestling. That's like this, make like this mistake. Night. You're going down, the opponent is on the top of you, or you're gonna get countered. See, wrestling is more natural for me. BJJ is incredibly technical. You know to wrestle? You didn't tell me that. You told me that you're a BJJ black belt. I didn't know that you know to wrestle. Way to go, man. Extremely tough. Yeah. Yeah, BJJ is very technical, so yes, it is. Like wrestling. But man, for me, whatever I try, whatever move I try, it's like, I don't know, I got used to different moves. Wrestling is having two natural moves for me. I got used to very odd, very weird moves, and you understand what am I saying? Wrestling has two natural moves for my fighting style. Like wrestling defense is something different. Like I can sway hips to the side, I can sprawl, I can do majority of things, but like wrestling, offensive wrestling or cage control wrestling, that's the hardest aspect of MMA for me. I'll start fighting some point in my life. I have had 2 street fights and 2 submissions on Anaconda choke and the Darce choke. Well, if you finished somebody with an Anaconda choke and Darce choke, then you're very skillful, man. Anaconda choke is very hard to apply. Because for Anaconda choke, you really need a lot of technicality. Okay, Darce choke, if you're a long guy, then you shouldn't be having much of the problems. Darce choke has never been my special skill. That choke, I'm way better with Anaconda choke than Darce choke, but Anaconda choke is very hard to finish. So it seems you are very knowledgeable if you finish somebody with Anaconda choke. No. But Anaconda choke is like when you get a hold of your opponent, you need to start rolling with him until he doesn't have space to go, which is, if somebody is skillful, it's not easy. If you're fighting a street thug, then they don't know to roll to the opposite side, of course. But yeah, if you finish somebody with the Anaconda and the arch choke, then you're a good grappler. Also, my coach is saying that Anaconda choke is more of a wrestling move than grappling move. My BJJ coach was a big fan of Anaconda choke. I just don't know why. He was always saying that Anaconda choke comes more natural. And my wrestling coach is saying, listen, Anaconda is hard, but it works. That's what he says. My first Muay Thai class was tough, but was easier than my first BJJ class. I got trashed by white and blue belts. Oh, ouch. Yes, I have long reach for my height. Then Darce choke gonna work for you. I have very short reach, actually. I'm 6'1" and my reach is 74, which is like... Okay, it's not short reach, but I'm not a long guy. I'm not a long guy, if you know what I mean. Darce choke is awesome. Even for a slightly smaller guy like me, it can be done. Yes, it can. Yes, it can, but people with long legs do Darce choke very easily. Like, I don't have super long reach. So, I'm more... Anaconda choke is way easier for me than Darce choke. And my wrestling coach says that Anaconda choke is harder to learn. I don't know why. I don't share his opinion. I'm actually a big fan of bicep slicer. That's one of my favorite submissions too, alongside with omoplata. You know, bicep slicer. PDs. No PDs in this chat. I don't know where is the guy. No PDs in this chat. But we miss him. We really miss that guy. That guy was fun. When you and PD start arguing, that was the most epic moment of my chat. That was the most epic moment of my chat. You and PDs. Or Dom Jones when he writes, who's the next fight? PDs versus his cousin. Yeah, just awesome. Fucking awesome. Anaconda and the arses are more high-risk moves than a traditional guillotine. I'd rather go for a guillotine in a fight than those. I agree. If you miss Anaconda or Darce choke, you can get kicked to the face or punched to the face, or there are many risks. Like if somebody shrimps out of the guillotine choke attempt, the worst thing that can happen to you is your opponent in the side control, which is like you can defend side control, but if you miss Anaconda choke and finish in knots out, somebody could near kick you to the head, so it's very much high risk move. I agree. Fortunately, it was on my father the arse, but my weight has been interesting. That's interesting. Very much interesting. Yeah, Anaconda is very risky if you miss. Like, you can get a punch. Lyrae Duncan is gonna win. I agree, Jamie. Lyrae Duncan gonna win. I picked Lyrae Duncan in my picks. But yeah, if you miss like with Anaconda is especially dangerous move. But I love it. I mean, but Itsuko is constantly saying, hey, only go for Anaconda when you're 100% sure. I'm like, why? He says, listen, if somebody slips out of your Anaconda attempt, he's gonna mount your back or he's gonna punch you to the head and you're in a bad spot. How have the trolls and haters been? Haven't been much of them lately. Which upcoming boxing match are you most looking forward to? GGG versus Murata, but it's next weekend, not this one. Melan last fight was poor. Well, he outworked Matthew Bona. I know how have the trolls and haters been. Not been many much of them lately, but okay, I mean they have right to hate and troll. That's the only thing they can do, I guess. This block button works well, so I'm just not wasting my time on them. They're just jealous. And have you seen my last Instagram post, Josh? Have you seen when people said that Slava Klos should visit my wrestling coach? Tomorrow I must take a photo with Itsuko if he agrees. He was so boring. Bonner legit nearly finished him round 5. You said well, nearly. Nearly. He didn't, but very nearly. It's between Canelo Bivol and Fury White. Obvious answers, but they are huge. GGG Murata, because I want to see how GGG is gonna fight now. GGG is kind of older right now, so I'm just curious. What would your strategy be in a fight versus a man the size of a Brock Lesnar? Run around the circles, oblique kicks, break his knees, kick to the nuts. It's a bad look. Yeah. Just like kicks, oblique kicks, nut shots, and run around the circles. Just run around the circles. Never let the guy get close to you. Never ever let that guy close to you. A lot of running, like Dominic Cruz style, is the only way to parry that kind of a guy. And I would probably lose if he grabs me, I mean, which is kind of obvious. But actually, I'm gonna tell you one thing. My best friend and I, he's a judoka, and he was pressed against the wall with my cage control, and he weighs around, I think he weighs around 240 pounds. And I weigh around 180, maybe 178. I was holding him against the fence against the wall for a whole minute. 1 minute, and he was unable to slip out. And he was like, how in earth can't I slip out? And in the end, he raised me, he lifted me up because he was heavier. But 1 minute he was trying to slip out of the position. And I was just doing basic things that Itsuko learned me, like control with your head, control with your shoulder, with your glutes, legs. And I was just pressing him against the wall, and he was unable to slip out of the position. He got so much annoyed. I think Bivol will beat Canelo by decision. He's the only guy I think will beat Canelo. He deserves massive credit for taking this fight. Yes, he deserves a lot of credit. I agree with that. But I think Canelo, I didn't like Bivol's performance versus Leron Richards, so I have reasonable doubt. What about Midget Dwarf? Long range strikes, just long range strikes. I don't like short range strikes against smaller guys, and I don't like when somebody is way smaller than me. I really don't like that because I'm having a hard time fighting smaller guys. I don't know why, but it's always been easier for me to fight a bigger than a smaller guy. I have many dirty spots to aim, like with the smaller guy, you don't have that many options, if you know what I mean. Alright, guys. Thanks so much for being in this chat. I would have to go now, have to rest, and tomorrow I must work. Tomorrow must visit MMA dojo, must give ex-MMA predictions tomorrow. Not gonna go live in the evening tomorrow as I'm airing Cage Warriors this week. I will try to rest a bit, to do a slight rest as much as I can for weekend. I've got 4 matches, soccer, and maybe 5th match on Monday, so gonna be a very hard weekend. And thank you so much for joining. I mean, thank you so much for tuning in, and catch y'all next time. I need to get some sleep now. I'm actually pretty much tired. Didn't sleep much last night. I'm going to sleep. So I hope to air both Cage Warriors events, but I will see. I hope my SP gonna air them. So I do have Fight Pass, but I'll see. It depends on my time. So have a great day, everyone. Night, and catch you later.